Douglin and Steven Martinez, two New York area guys who know each other through the amateur ranks, now meeting as pros. And there is the 23-year-old Denis Douglin, a record of 13-1 with 8 knockouts. He now lives in Marlboro, New Jersey, 5'9", 154.5, 23 years old. You see his mom, Sophia, behind him. When he was a young boy, his mother took him to the gym. She never stopped going with him. She trains him. Here's how Denis sees it.
The difference between having my mom as my coach as opposed to those guys who had their fathers was that a lot of fathers are living vicariously through their boxers. They wanted to make it, or they wanted to accomplish certain things, and they probably didn't, and they want to see their son do it. So that's what they train like, as if their son is them, and they're trying to make them do everything that they didn't do. With her, it's a lot different. She's in the sport because I'm in the sport. She loves boxing because I love boxing, and if I was to tell her tomorrow, Ma, I don't want to box anymore, she'd be 100% fine with that. So she just wants to see me do the best. So she trains me because I want to be trained. She pushes me because she knows I want to be pushed. And I think that's what makes us different.
There is Sophia. She actually had a few amateur bouts herself a few years back. And they are opposite, the unbeaten 11-0 with 9 knockouts, Steven Martinez. He has the height advantage. He's 6'1". Remember, Douglin is 5'9", 21 years old. He's from the Bronx. He was a Golden Gloves champ at 152 pounds, nationally in 08, 3 times a New York Golden Gloves champ.
All right, guys, all right, just remember when I say stop, I want you to stop punching. I'll tell you break, all right? Gentlemen, both your trunks are low. Those people blows above this belt line, all right? Questions? Questions? Good luck, guys.
Frank Santori's the referee. They're scheduled for 8. Time to see how the fighters will keep their edge. Brought to you by Just for Men Mustache and Beard.
Well, let's start with the undefeated hard puncher Martinez. In the fight, your opponent, Douglin, when he lost his first and only fight, he was hurt with a right hand. They usually do work against southpaws. Try it again. And for Douglin, well, you're faster. Use that speed to get in and then get out.
Mama's Boy written across the back of the trunks of Denis Douglin. The southpaw comes out, shows that right jab right away, as you see Martinez trying to jab to the body.
Well, as I mentioned, Douglin's only lost by knockout, and he was knocked out in that fight by a 14-17 and 1 fighter, for what it's worth.
We asked him about that yesterday. He said, listen, I was not prepared. I absolutely looked at my opponent's record. I didn't think much of him. It was a rookie mistake. I took him lightly. I got caught with a shot I shouldn't have got caught by.
Keep it off his belt line. Keep it off the belt line.
Denis himself scored an early knockdown in that fight that he was eventually defeated in. You know, I've heard you many times say with a guy like this, one of the worst things that can happen is that you score an early knockdown and you don't think much of your opponent.
Yeah, then you start to think that it's just going to come easily. You assume things. And before the knockdown, you weren't assuming things. You were on top of yourself, ready to do all the little things. You forget the little things when you do the big things and score a knockdown. I've had fighters in that position. I had a fighter years ago, Kevin Moley, who fought the great former world champion Wilfred Benitez in Madison Square Garden. Moley goes and scores the first round knockout, or knockdown, I should say, and I told him, forget about it. Don't be looking for it the rest of the night. He said, what do you mean don't look for it? I'm going to get it again. Well, he looked for it the rest of the night. Guess what? He didn't find it. He lost a decision.
Off balance that time, throwing that left hand was the southpaw Douglin. Good work on the inside that time as they both were able to land left hands.
Both these fighters good amateurs, as you said. Douglin, 103 bouts, 2-time national amateur champion. Martinez, 3-time New York Golden Glove champion, also a former national amateur champion.
There is a left hand that's scored for Douglin as he gets Martinez into the corner, and then Martinez is able to spin out of it. Final minute of round number 1 between these two New York-based young prospects.
Yeah, Brooklyn versus the Bronx, like the old days. You know, it's for bragging rights in New York. The old days, you always had different boroughs matching up with each other.
He slipped there as he backed up, and they caught.
In the old days, you even had competing neighborhoods. See who's better, Bronx or Brooklyn. Dodgers and Yankees.
Don't grab him, let him go. Come on, guys.
Classic battles at St. Nick's and MSG through the years, and the neighborhood boxing battles on your Friday nights. Coming to the end of round number 1, the season debut of Friday Night Fights. Glad you're with us from Key West, Florida. Stay with us. More to come between Douglin and Martinez.
Action from the first round. Big punches from Martinez, but a little shorter, faster punches from Douglin. They got there a little better.
Friday Night Fights from Key West, round number 2. Denis Douglin 13-1 in the red with the gold trim. Steven Martinez 11-0 with 9 knockouts. Two guys who know each other from the amateur ranks, fighting in tournaments both locally in New York and the New York Golden Gloves and some of the national tournaments. CompuBox numbers from round number 1 as we take a look. A 19-15 connect advantage for Denis Douglin.
Well, you see the attitudes, the approaches of two fighters. As we talk about on Keep Your Edge before the fight started. Douglin wants to be the faster guy. He just now switching around a little bit. He wants to be the faster guy. He wants to use those legs with the hands, not stay in one spot too long. And you can see Martinez, just like his record would suggest, 11-0, 9 knockouts, wants to be the stronger guy. He's using that jab, not to snap back the head of Douglin, but to measure, to set up the power punches. That's what he's looking for.
Comes to the inside now, fires off that straight right hand, turned his back for a moment, and then Frank Santori separates them. There's a sharp left hand from Douglin. That was a glancing blow.
Douglin has to fight almost a perfect fight because Martinez has the power. Martinez can erase a lot of mistakes, bang, with one shot. Douglin can't afford to make too many mistakes. And his key, it's not just offense, it's defense. He's got to get off, as I said, don't stay there, don't lay around too long, don't get greedy, and don't get caught on right hands, which is what southpaws get caught with.
Lead right hand by Steven Martinez that time.
You know, I have a funny feeling this is going to be the kind of fight where Douglin's going to be doing okay with his hand speed, his physical skill set, you know, his style, moving a little bit, trying to keep the stronger Martinez off balance. He's going to be doing okay until the moment he gets caught. And then lights out.
9 knockouts in his 11-0 record for Steven Martinez in the white trunks. Having a good second round here. Coming up on the final half minute of round number 2. Opened up that time.
And again, you could see the attitude, see the approach, but you see the attitude of both fighters. You know, Douglin knows that he's not the stronger guy. He's got to give a little bit of ground, as he's doing right there. He's got to navigate it a little bit, be smart. Martinez, you can see, he wants to lay in there. He wants to make sure he lands a big power shot. He has to be careful is that he doesn't get carried away with those big shots and leave himself open to that, to short counters.
He just fell in moments ago, but didn't pay much of a price. End of 2.
Watch here as Martinez gets out of position. He gets turned a little bit. Nice little move there by Douglin, but he's a gentleman. He doesn't punch behind the head. He doesn't want to be fined. But then he goes straight back in the right hand. The southpaw killer by Martinez. It landed, affected him a little bit, but it was a wide shot. If that shot is straightened out by Martinez, maybe he gets his 10th knockout.
Round 3 scheduled for 8. Martinez said he had the hardest training camp he's ever had in terms of running and conditioning and the most sparring that he's ever worked. His first 8-rounder, 11-0, 9 knockout, 21-year-old prospect, 6'1" versus 5'9" in this matchup.
We have something very unusual, of course, you touched on it earlier. Douglin as his trainer, corner person, chief second, is his mom.
Sophia. His mother, Sophia, trains him. She got him started in the sport.
She had some amateur fights. Does a good job, but it can be very difficult having a mother in the corner. If you're losing a fight, Well, things are starting to get a little hairy, and that happens in this business. What happens if your mother starts acting like a mother?
Well, we've even seen that with some fathers training their sons.
It's a little different with a mother.
Right, exactly. It has to be much different. You know, we asked him about it. You heard what he said earlier. He said, you know, I think the difference is that a lot of dads who have their children in this game and possibly train or manage them, they're living vicariously through their sons. He says, not the case with my mom. She's in with me.
Yeah, that might be true, but a lot of dads won't start crying in the corner
Good point.
if their son starts getting a bloody nose or starts getting shaken a little bit or starts visiting the canvas a little bit, or if the lights start going off and then start coming back on. I'm glad they came back on.
Well, felt like we were going to have Monday Night Football in San Francisco for a moment, but it was only a moment. Outside venue here. We're right near the water in Key West. We've been here when it's been very windy. Not the case tonight. Very calm, placid evening, mild temperatures. Beautiful night for outdoor boxing. Of course, a big heavyweight title fight in college football is coming up Monday. Coverage will begin at 8 o'clock Eastern for the All-State BCS National Championship. #1 LSU, #2 Alabama. Sure, before the night's over, we will get a prediction from Teddy on that game.
If I'm Martinez, I know the only thing keeping Douglin in his fight is his defense, and a big part of his defense is his legs, his wheels. I'm going to the body if I'm Martinez. I'm in the corner, Martinez. I think that's what I say. Go to the body, take those wheels away a little bit. Martinez has the power, but they're big shots. They're not short shots. You can see them coming a little bit, and you can punch inside them. That's what Douglin has to do. Punch inside them and get the heck out.
End of 3.
You're going to see the faster hands. They help Douglin right there. Quick left hand over the slow hand of Martinez. Speed of Douglin, not the power of Martinez. Right now, the speed of Douglin showing itself a little bit.
Round 4 scheduled for 8 between these two prospects. Martinez in the white trunks, the taller of the two. He's the one that's unbeaten, 11-0 with 9 knockouts. Let's look at the numbers compiled by CompuBox. The punches through 3 rounds, and Martinez with 10 more connects than Douglin. Comes forward with that straight left hand, does the shorter southpaw.
Yeah, that's not something that I'm sure you want to hear in the corner. Comes forward, does the southpaw, because doesn't have the power of Martinez. He comes forward, he stays in front of Martinez. He's giving Martinez a chance to do what he's looking to do. Land the big shot. I think Douglin's better off if he's, as we said earlier, getting off, using those legs a little bit, not staying in front.
Get a peek at your scorecard, Teddy. 2 rounds to 1 for Martinez. Taking the second and third. See him tying up that right hand as Douglin tried to work with the left that time.
You know, you see the perfect record of Martinez, but nobody's perfect. 11-0, 9 knockouts, but you see some of his flaws in the ring. Punches a little too wide, sometimes a little one-dimensional, always coming in that front door, and a lot of times the same way, and going straight back.
Got the warning from referee Frank Santori about pushing down when the shorter Douglin comes on the inside and lowers his head.
See, if I'm Martinez, what did I just say? Always coming in the front door the same way. What do I mean by that? You know, you're predictable. Every once in a while, feint a little bit. You know, get a guy to throw his punches, then come in the front door. This way you don't walk in where the guy's ready to nail you, ready to time you.
Gonna get a break. Gonna get a break here as they wash the mouthpiece in the corner of Steven Martinez.
Time, box.
Under a minute to go here in this 4th round.
Martinez, not perfect in the ring, but close to perfect with the people taking care of him. Good management. Got Pat Lynch, real good man. He was the manager of the late Arturo Gatti, took care of him, got him to world titles. And Brandon Jacobs, my man, New York Giants running back, good man. loves boxing.
There you go.
He's playing this weekend.
Also manages Kendall Holt.
He manages Kendall Holt, the former world champion. Him and Pat, a good team behind Martinez.
Of course, Pat Lynch, a lot of success with the late Arturo Gatti. Brandon Jacobs has a busy weekend. I see Shirley watching his charge, Stephen Martinez, here tonight before he will be getting to NFL playoff action. End of 4 as Denis Douglin returns to his corner where he's trained by his mother, Sophia.
Now you're starting to warm up, babe. Now you're starting to warm up a little bit. But still, Mike, get his nose, please. Wipe his nose. Wipe his nose. How you feel? All right, stop overthrowing your punches. That's why you look like you all off balance, because you're overthrowing your punches. Don't overthrow them. Nice and short. Right there. Jab, jab, jab. Nice and short, B. We worked hard for this.
We have this?
Yes, we worked hard for this. We worked too hard for this.
See that discouraged look on his face?
Stop. And you know you don't wait. Stalk him now.
Keep it on his face.
All right? Plan B.
Right.
Plan
nice
B.
Defense.
Plan B. Nice and tight, right up on it. Bring everything back, though. Don't throw it out there and leave it down here. Bring everything out.
Nice and tight.
Right.
You understand?
He's sucking for the left.
Yes,
okay.
he is. Yes, he
so
is.
throw it, but you
give
know
him
what?
that right back.
After you throw the left, you're not following up with it.
Discouraged look on his face. Let's go.
You got to follow up after the left.
So that was Sophia, the mother of Denis Douglin, who proudly displays the mama's boy on the back of his trunks. His mother's been training him since she got him started in boxing as a young man. Teddy, I don't know what plan A was, but apparently that didn't work because she said plan B a few times to him.
Yeah, maybe plan A was to push him back a little bit, discourage him a little bit. Now I think plan B, and maybe that should have been plan A, and it's working pretty well. Be the faster guy, keep your punches concise, short, and don't stand in front.
So round number 5 scheduled for 8. Martinez, the taller fighter in the white trunks with the blue trim, 11-0. These two were in tournaments together. Didn't fight against each other as amateurs. Douglin was a couple years older, a little bit higher weight, but they know each other well. Martinez was born in Puerto Rico, but was raised in the Bronx. Douglin raised in Brooklyn and then moved out to Jersey.
Punch your way out, punch your way
You know,
out. let go,
Douglin
punch
took
your way
this
out,
fight
guys.
on a little bit of late notice. Martinez had more time to get ready, and usually that means Martinez would have had an advantage, but I wonder, because if Douglin took the fight on short notice, that means Martinez had short notice to get ready for a southpaw. I wonder how much southpaw sparring he had in the gym, because right now he's not looking real comfortable at all times.
Stop, break. There you go.
Halfway through the 5th round, let's look at where Teddy's scorecard stands. 38-38, last round went to Douglin. There's an uppercut on the inside from Denis.
You know, the only loss that he said by Douglin was a knockout loss, but maybe one of the things helping his chin a little bit so far tonight is, of course, using his legs and not exposing his chin, but maybe another thing is that Douglin, the bigger guy, the smaller guy, Martinez, junior middleweight his entire career. Well, Douglin started as a middleweight his first 7 fights. Then he dropped down to junior middle. Maybe that extra natural size of Douglin helping him be durable when he has to be durable.
Douglin won the National Golden Gloves back in 2008 at 165 pounds.
So this way I go to the body if I'm Martinez. I know I said it earlier, but bang that body. You're the power puncher. You got a guy who's moving on you. Take that movement away a little bit. Take some air out of those tires. So he's going to the head. I think he's starting to weigh him down a little bit. This helps. This is really an opportune time and an inopportune time for stoppage for Martinez. I think Douglin needed a little pit stop there. It looked to me like he was starting to wear down a little bit. 27 seconds left for Martinez to continue doing what he was doing.
Backs him up against the ropes, but then Douglin fights his way out with
Yeah,
that
Joe,
left
see,
hand.
one of the problems there is wide shots by Martinez, shorter shots by Douglin. Here's exhibit A of why I want him to go to the body if I was in the corner of Martinez. Look at that body, wide open. and he falls in. Martinez does not take advantage of that exposed rib cage on the right side of Douglin.
Glad you're back with us here. Round number 6, scheduled for 8. Steven Martinez in the white trunks is undefeated, trying to stay perfect early in his career, facing a fellow New York-based young fighter in Denis Douglin. Martinez is 21 years old, Douglin 23, and he did indeed get an earful from his corner trainer, Marco Suarez, telling him he wanted to see him go to the body with the jab and then come up top with the right hand.
Well, good corner, Martinez corner. Suarez also a very experienced guy in that corner. The cut man, Nelson Cuevas, has been in boxing for about 40 years. Former amateur fighter, used to run the amateur programs, a lot of them in the Apollo Boxing Club in the Bronx. Matter of fact, 30 years ago, I used to take my amateurs from Pat'sville to get experience, and one of them was a guy named Mike Tyson.
Well, let me ask you about the New York amateur scene nowadays, Teddy, because obviously it's been a hotbed for so many emerging pros for the past century, but things have changed recently, specifically how Steven Martinez came up. He came up in the Webster PAL, the Police Athletic League in the Bronx. That was shut down.
Yeah, after 85 years of the PAL saving kids, getting them off the street, having the boxing gyms, they got a new athletic director. They decided to stop the program, shut the gyms down, and that gym got shut down. Pat Russo, who was running all the gyms, did a great job, does a great job. Steven Martinez was in that Webster PAL. Well, Pat Russo came to me and asked me if the Doc Atlas Foundation would reopen the gyms. And we've reopened the gyms in Staten Island and Brooklyn, and now they're the Doc Atlas Cops and Kids gym.
That's wonderful work by your foundation. I mean, look at a guy like Steven Martinez, gave him a chance, gave him an opportunity, and now he's a professional athlete.
Well, it's good people that allow us to run those programs, that give us the resources to do that, and I never forget that. I'm thankful to all those people that care about such things, and right now, again, Martinez needs to care about going to the body a little bit more.
Step back, guys.
Short left hand that time by Douglin as Martinez came forward, now working that jab again.
You know,
There's
I've been talking about the corner of Martinez. Just give a little credit to the corner of Douglin. Safia, the mom has done a good job with everybody else in that corner. And I said early on, I have a funny feeling Douglin's going to be doing real well with his quicker hands, his quicker feet, until the moment comes. And then all of a sudden, maybe lights out. Well, not so far. They're making me a liar right now.
Tries to dig to the body, opened up that time. Comes back with a left hand. We got a close fight between these young prospects. Martinez trying to stay unbeaten. One of the most unique settings you'll ever see in boxing. We come here year after year, as you see a couple fans tucked behind a bush here in Mallory Square in Key West, Florida, the southernmost point, on a beautiful, mild night. Friday night fights in Mallory Square, packed house outside. Beautiful setting as we are now in round number 7, scheduled for 8. Denis Douglin, 13-1. Taking on Steven Martinez, the unbeaten 21-year-old from the Bronx. Right hand from Martinez. Tries to come in, but Douglin got underneath that one.
Well, like Captain Kirk would say in Star Trek, that great show. You used to watch that show?
I'm not a fan. Really, I just went to the movies.
A little early for you because
it was still on when I was a kid, but it didn't do anything for me.
Well, he used to say going to uncharted territories. Both these fighters going to uncharted territories right now. First time in their life, first time in their career, they've been past the 6th round.
I don't really see you as a Trekkie back in the day, Teddy.
I like Spark. You know, I tried that maneuver a couple of times. I got to admit. All the fights for Martinez have been in New York or New Jersey. First time that he's had to travel to try to get a win. We're seeing right now how well he travels.
Douglin, meanwhile, fought in New York and New Jersey in his career, plenty, but also fought in South Carolina and Texas and Maryland and Pennsylvania. Now, those men on the inside, there was an uppercut and a left hand by Douglin there as he escaped from the corner.
And he did escape, exactly, by punching his way out. He punched a little bit, and then he turned a little bit.
Teddy's scorecard. See Martinez. 58-56.
And again, you see the attitude, you see the style of Martinez. He wants to walk down Douglin, but he pushes that jab, usually as a rangefinder, and every once in a while something quick can go over it because he's pushing the jab.
Come on, let him go. Let him go. Step back.
Here's the pushing of the jab. When you're pushing that jab, gives the quicker guy a chance to get off some fast punches. And also kind of warns him of something. You're pushing the jab at somebody, you're telling him, I'm looking to measure you. Something big's coming right after. So it gives the guy that you're looking to measure a chance. In this case, Douglin, a chance to not stay around for you to deliver the big shot. And again, the body is where I think Martinez should be concentrating.
Picking up the pace here on the clap to end round number 7. And as will be the case all year long, we will stay before the final round to listen in to the corners.
Are you tired? All right, you gotta suck it up, babe.
Listen.
Really? Really, dude?
Listen. We need this round. We need
Yes.
you to back him up, Dennis. You understand that? Deep breath. This is what you work for, man. This is take it to the next level.
But don't get
yeah,
sloppy
yeah,
too
right.
when you're falling
Keep
over
it
and stuff.
tight.
Nice and tight, nice and short.
Stay on the outside of that long right hand for what? Try to get close.
Really? Get his nose. Get his
He's not
nose.
stronger than you, man.
Come on. Look like he's throwing you around the ring.
Back him
Last
down.
round. 8th round. Last round.
This is what we do. You know, you got 3 minutes for me?
Some action from tonight. You see one man coming forward. You see who's trying to be the stronger man. You see Douglin trying to be the faster guy. You see Douglin trapped in the corner there. Not much body work. But you see right here, he punches his way out. He turns a little bit, gives himself a little space. Back and forth all night long a little bit. I think Martinez is doing a little bit more of the fourth. And therefore, I have him ahead in the fight, but what I think doesn't matter. It's what the judges think.
8th and final round. Martinez trying to stay unbeaten. 11-0 as it stands right now. Douglin got an earful from his mom, Sophia. A lot of that included, really? Really, dude? Not what we're used to hearing.
And again, you see the shots thrown. Martinez thrown them with the intention of delivering power, but they're wide. They're a little fat. And right there, you saw that short right hook from the southpaw Douglin. Again, it gets inside those wide shots every once in a while.
Let's see where things stand on Teddy's scorecard. 68-65, Martinez sweeping the last 3 rounds according to Teddy. We have Mike Pernick, a veteran Florida ref judge with us. Billy Ray and Rocky Young as the 3 judges tonight.
Stop.
Talked about the manager of Martinez, does a tremendous job, Pat Lynch. Should throw out a little proper respect to Al Heyman, the manager for Douglin. Does a real good job with his guys.
Probably the most powerful manager in the sport over the last 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know if that power's going to shift a little bit. He had some connections at HBO. Those connections aren't there anymore. They've been moved on. So we'll see whether or not he can still plug his guys into HBO, which is what he used to always do and has done in a pretty remarkable way for his charges.
Remarkable success that also came with much criticism that only takes a simple press of a Google search to find.
Yeah, it's been written about in places that I don't look, on the internet.
Douglin brings Martinez into the corner.
I don't look on the internet because I don't know how to turn a computer on.
It's okay.
I don't
You're
know.
texting, which is a
That's a big
great
move
leap
up.
of advancement.
And I have a new fax machine for
Wait.
the
Don't
new
grab
year.
your...
They still have those?
Oh, they work well. It's just that you have to buy a lot of ink. I'm telling you, I'm driving my wife, Elaine.
It's a waterfall of ink
Crazy.
there in Staten
I
Island.
need more ink. I need more ink. Right now, I need more punches.
They got this thing called email. Came around somewhere in the 90s.
I heard about it. Right now, I don't know if Martinez has heard about short punches or body punches, but maybe after this fight he'll hear a little bit more about it from his trainer.
Good effort by Douglin now to finish up strong here in this 8th round as they take it to the bell, and we will wait to see which way it goes according to the ringside judges. Steven Martinez looking to go to 12-0. Douglin came in looking for a win of his 14th of his career. We'll find out when we return.
Wednesday.
Pretty close competitive fight in our opening bout of the Friday night fight season. Denis Douglin came in looking for the upset. Steven Martinez came in 11-0. CompuBox numbers, Teddy, a big advantage for Martinez, landing 195 to 152, throwing 715 to Douglin's 555. As for your scorecard,
I had it 77-75, but I'll tell you right now, I had it in favor of Martinez, but a lot of those rounds very close.
They were.
Went either way. Do you go with the faster Douglin, who got those punches off quick, used the legs pretty good for the most part, or the guy who was pressing all night? We're going to find out in a minute.
let's see if Friday night fight starts with an undefeated fighter catching a loss. That was one of our themes last year. Let's send it up to the ring to Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Mallory Square in the Conch Republic, Key West, Florida, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. Judge Bill Ray scores the bout 77-75 for Douglin. Judge Rocky Young scores the bout 77-75 Martinez. Judge Michael Pernick scores the bout 77-75. For the winner by split decision, Denis, the Mama's Boy, Douglin.
And Mama's happy.
Well, I hope she doesn't twist an ankle with those high heels on, but I give her credit. Mama, you did a good job, and I was wrong. It was not lights out for your son. It was lights on, and forward you go.
Sophia has trained him to victory over the undefeated Steven Martinez. For Martinez, first loss. His mark now 11-1, a split decision. It was 77-75 all the way around, with Rocky Young seeing it for Martinez. Billy Ray and Mike Pernick going for Denis Douglin.